Self-advocacy is part of your self-care. One definition of courage is the ability to do something that frightens one. The kind of courage that doesn't sit by idly, waiting for permission to be bold. Courage isn't just a moment, it can be a movement. So let me ask you, what will you do with your courage? I was waiting on someone to tap me on the shoulder and say, hey Minda, it's your time. They're gonna need you to articulate your value and quantify your worth. You can still work really hard, but people need to know what you're doing. When I was younger, I realized that I did have a voice. I just had to decide how I want to use it. I spent 15 years in corporate America, and now I help companies figure out how to make trust the catalyst for every situation in the workplace. I like to consider myself the Chief Trust Officer, because when trust is present, that means that employees experience 40% less burnout, they are 21% more productive, and you know what? Trust is good for the bottom line. That starts with our voice, the individual. When I got into corporate America, I started to lose my voice. I had to realize that I had to start showing up for me. But what does that look like? Asking for what we want in the workplace is a muscle that we have to learn to flex. The definition of self-advocacy isn't I ask and I get all the things. Self-advocacy is using your voice so that people understand what good looks like for you, what success looks like for you. And I learned a very valuable lesson, that I couldn't leave my career in the hands of anybody else. And today I'm going to share with you 4 ways we can advocate for ourselves in the workplace. Number 1, the content. Realizing who your audience is. My style. I didn't have to be like anybody else. I understood what I brought to the table. And yes, my work spoke for itself, but I actually had to make sure that I was doing the work. I was demonstrating what I was asking for. The other part of this was my completeness. Many of us are asking for a raise or asking for a flexible schedule, but we don't have the receipts to back it up. And lastly, the ask. Your ask isn't always a yes or a no. And even if you get the no, you can backtrack to figure out what are those things that get me closer to a yes. Because either way, this is information that I need to know what my next steps are. When you're asking for what you want, make sure it aligns with your company's bottom line so that they can also see what they get out of it. I guarantee that you will never regret betting on yourself. And so the next time you get an opportunity to advocate for yourself, I hope that you will, because you've always had a voice. You just have to decide how you want to use it. Let our courage stand not just for something, but for everything. Let it be a beacon of hope, not just for ourselves, but for those who come after us. I have one other question to ask you. Do we want to be courageous, or do we want to be cautious? Because nobody will benefit if we're not courageous.